Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill with Sports Choice Plus, and I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. We're going to be covering a mailbag question of the day. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates each and every time we have breakdowns here on the YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So I was going through the comments and I was looking directly through, and I got one of the questions: should Jim Harbaugh leave Michigan for the Raiders job? Well, let's just look into that for a couple of minutes. When you look at what Jim Harbaugh has done at the Michigan level, yes, he did have a lot of success this year. The first time being beating Ohio State, his first time being in the college football playoff. He had a lot of guys. He's got possibly the #1 overall draft pick on his roster that's leaving school. And you look at so many different players that he had step up this year. This has probably been the first year he's achieved like this on the college level at Michigan. So when you're looking directly at what he did with the 49ers, with a record of 44-19-1, he had the players like Vernon Davis. He had players like Alex Smith, as you know, Colin Kaepernick. That 49ers defense was brutal. I believe Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis, Justin Smith. He had a bunch of dogs on that defense. Let's just face it, that defense was hellacious. That defense had a lot of firepower. And when you look at just what they turned into, they got to the Super Bowl and they end up losing to the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of people, speculate different things like that, but he had a solid squad. When you look at the likes of Anquan Boldin, Anquan Boldin was just a monster offensively. He would block, he would catch, he would do anything asked of him. He was almost like a Deebo Samuel, if you will. So when you're looking at Harbaugh on the NFL level, he did have extremely good success. He helped change the culture for the 49ers. He helped come in and really get the best out of what Mike Singletary could not get out of that team. And when you look at just the playmakers he had, just getting everything that he got out of that team, that offensive lineman, it's so much that he did at the level. Now, I will say this. I kind of think that Jim Harbaugh is a grinder. And if you know anything about grinders, they're constantly looking for the next thing. They're constantly looking for the next thing to do, and that grinds people out. Some people are cool, like, hey, we had a great season, it's success. But Harbaugh on the NFL level grinded that 49ers team to the point where they didn't have anything left. That motivating and rah-rah only works for a couple of years. You got to keep in mind, how many times can you hear the same speeches? How many times can you hear the same rah-rah things before it gets old, before it gets stale? So I will caution you, the Raiders just left John Gruden, excuse me. And when you're looking at John Gruden and how his tenure ended, it had nothing to do with the field and NFL on the field. But you think, the next head coach, do you really want that kind of drastic change? Do you really want to do a haul over? Mind you, the Raiders made the playoffs. Mind you, they fired their general manager, Mike Mayock. They're now in reconstruction mode. I could see Jim Harbaugh coming, but Jim Harbaugh would probably want full control. He would probably want to be the GM and the head coach. He would probably want control over who's there, who's not there. And I don't see him, unless he's handpicked with full power to do all these things like a Bill Belichick, I don't see this working. Because why leave Michigan when you are the man, when you clearly are the affection of the fan base, when you're a Michigan guy, and you've had coming off of your best season to date as far as success? I don't see the Raiders being able to pry him away from Michigan unless he just truly wants to go. Unless he truly just is tired of that Michigan pressure. Mind you, he's going to have to beat Ohio State a lot more times if he plans on being at Michigan a little bit. But you got to keep in mind, he's a made man at Michigan. What he did with the 49ers is not guaranteed to happen again with the Raiders if he were to leave. He would have to fully reconstruct that roster to the point where I don't think Derek Carr is going to stay. I think they've reached their max of what they can do with him. They got to build that defense. It's a lot of work that has to be done, and it's going to take years before you have more success like that to get to where the 49ers were. Let's say they keep Derek Carr. How far do you think Derek Carr is going to take this football team? As is. You're going to have draft picks here or there. You're going to think, but you got to think, losing Ruggs, that hurt that offense because he was a big part of their plans moving forward. You only have a certain amount of years as an NFL team to win a Super Bowl when you construct teams. So you just got to keep that in mind. If I'm Harbaugh, I stay put. If anything, I look at the other coaching spots in the NFL. The Raiders wouldn't be one that I look at. They got a beautiful stadium in Vegas. It's very beautiful out there. But you just got to ask yourself, what do you want to deal with? Do you want to deal with the scrutiny on the NFL level, or do you want to deal with the pressure in college? Sitting in college kids' living rooms and talking to their moms and dads, promising them playing time and a chance to go to the NFL and a chance to get a good education. Or you want to be an NFL head coach and just coach players and get paid millions of dollars. It's your choice. But tell me what you guys think. Do you think Harbaugh should stay? You think he should try to go? Or to the Raiders or any other NFL team? Leave your comments in the comment section below, and definitely check out Sports Choice Plus for all the breakdowns and all the updates. And as always, we thank you so very much for being you. And you made it to the end of the video. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and check us out each and every week for all of our content. Thank you.